There's a lot of people saying that V has just recently been fed up with all the stuff going on. There's also a lot of backlash over the Zionism McDonald's picture, which seems to have gotten worse, and people believe that V might have a reaction to this. And then we have people apparently in Indonesia allegedly threatening to hurt V if he ever goes to Indonesia. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave Desai, and let's get into it. I thought some people within the community were being a bit dramatic, but it was very interesting because I was seeing a lot of crazy things happening online. So what is going on? What is happening? Let's get into the nitty-gritty details. V recently posted a picture with him holding a tiny thing of French fries from McDonald's. Now the picture he posted was likely just supposed to be a fun picture. He probably thought it was funny that there were fries that were this small, and I remember the first time I saw it, I thought the same thing. And he just posted this picture. It seemed like it was a photo dump, and there was no other intention behind it other than him just posting some of the photos that he found to be cute or interesting. And keep in mind, he is someone who has worked for McDonald's. He has gotten a check from them. He was their ambassador, so him posting something with a brand that he's worked with seems like it would kind of be a natural thing. And this isn't to say that the brand paid him, but a lot of people, especially celebrities, will still post brands that they genuinely enjoy. And it's very clear that V genuinely likes McDonald's, and thus working with them at the time was almost a cherry on top. Now, I'll get into this a little bit more later, and I want to get into the backlash a little bit more. But right now, I want to talk about why people are threatening to kill him over something like this. Now, the actual reason as to why I don't fully understand is because you might not agree with someone's political views, or you might not agree with something that someone posts, but there's never a reason to threaten to kill somebody. And a lot of people were extremely scared because it seemed like a lot of the people who were threatening V were coming from Indonesia. Of course, this doesn't mean that everyone is bad over there, but it seems like the people who were writing some of those threats were traced back to having an Indonesian account, or maybe all their posts were in that language. Now, it seems like a lot of people are extremely upset, and they're basically asking the label to be wary of this. And if the boys do a world tour like they said that they would when the boys come back from the military, that to have them not visit that area, or have the entire boys not visit that area. And this is extremely understandable, as it definitely would be a precaution that I hope the label does take when they're deciding what cities to go to. Because if there are a lot of people who are sending an inconsiderable amount of hate, it just would not be safe to send someone there. There has been a lot of trends, shockingly enough, that have been trying to drown out the hate with things that are saying like V is awesome, or V is great, or I love you V, or whatever. And it's supposed to kind of get rid of the hate trends that were there. This then made a lot of people more upset, and I don't know if it made more people from Indonesia upset, but it made people who were trying to make this trend a bigger deal. And they were trying to bring awareness to the situation to say, oh, it looks like the community just doesn't care. They want to try to cover it up, and they don't even care to have V be aware of this. My personal opinion is no matter what his beliefs are, he should not be seeing the death threats online. Also, whatever is going on does not call for death threats. Even if in the worst case scenario, he were to come out and say, I do support what's going on over there, the most you can do is wish for him to go to jail. You cannot wish that he would die. And even the idea of being disappointed in him is still a little bit of a stretch to me. You don't know him. You didn't know him. You know like 10 minutes of him from the shows that you see. You cannot be disappointed in someone you literally don't know. The freedom that we have as people is to choose who we support and who we love. If we realize someone is not a great person to support anymore, we literally do not have to support them. And maybe this is a wake-up call to stop bringing people in as if they're your family, because at the end of the day, they're not. You can enjoy them, you can even have a conversation with them and they reply, but at the end of the day, they're not someone who is literally going to be at your door while you're going through something, or someone who even knows your name. They see the community, they support the community, they love their community because the community supports them, but they are not your friends and family. They're just not. And I hope that this ends up being a wake-up call within the community for people to see that we actually don't know them. Some people have said that V has personally been super fed up over what's being said on social media, specifically maybe the Jimin and JK rumors that have come out due to the travel show. So there's a lot of people who are saying that either JK or Jimin hates V because Jimin and JK just want to be together and they don't want the V dating JK rumors to be circulating, or they don't want V to get in the way of Jimin and JK dating. And so there's a lot of back and forth with that, which has led to a lot of death threats towards V. Now the travel show is coming out. I can imagine that there's more of that when that comes out. So apparently V has recently posted some photos of him and JK hanging out, and I've talked about these photos before, but some people have taken the photos to mean that this was V's way to kind of shut up everyone. This was also a way to get the community to shut up those haters by saying that clearly they like each other and it's just a friendship. And this is something that makes a lot of sense. He could have done that. I don't know if he actually did do that, but that's not actually what ended up happening. What ended up happening was people then used it as a way to become more angry, become more upset, and to potentially even spread more death threats because now they're even more upset that V would hang out or be next to JK. So while I do think one day they will address all this craziness going on and maybe they will talk about it, but I don't think it will happen anytime soon. It probably will happen more towards the end of their career where they might feel safe to do it because they're not going to be as scared to lose some fans. Now going back to the McDonald's picture that V posted with him holding the French fries, a lot of people have been very upset about this picture, and I think when a celebrity decides to stay quiet, it's not because they are necessarily admitting to said things, and I think that that can be true for anybody. Any company that decides to stay quiet or any person that says stay quiet, they realize that if they speak up, it's only going to be either misinterpreted because the people are already angry, they've already made up their mind about you, or they're going to realize that if they do say something, it could get misunderstood in another way. And I don't mean misinterpreted, but I mean like maybe if they speak and then they don't address every single angle, people are going to assume that they're lying or whatever it is. So there's a possibility and room for it to actually get worse if they decide to speak up about it. Also considering they nor their team know 100% what's going on over there, no one understands the history or the religious aspect or really anything going on over there for them to speak up. If they did speak up, it would seem very ignorant. So a lot of people who have come to the defense of V have taken old moments in which V has spoken up or has shown advocacy to things that clearly he would not agree with, like genocide or any of the bad things that's happening over there in the Middle East. For example, he has shown support and love to Syrian kids, where he and his Wooga Squad friends have shown support wearing the bracelet, and that has not only shown support, but has also brought awareness to the issue. Because people will then look up what bracelet he's wearing, hoping to buy it, and then see what it actually represents. There's really countless things like this that not only has V done, but the rest of the BTS boys have done. So it really hurts me, and it also irks me that people are making these accusations right now about all of the things and horrible things that the boys are because they're not addressing the issue going on in the Middle East. What is there to address? You think words are going to stop what's happening over there? They have made it clearly known that they do not support those awful things and those awful accusations that are being made. They don't have to make a statement to say that they don't support those awful things. And they don't have to make a statement condemning specific companies or whatever it is, because how are you going to do that? Pretty sure McDonald's could potentially even take legal action on the boys if they decide to openly talk about how they're not going to support McDonald's anymore. Contracts usually last for several years, sometimes 7 to 10 years. And if the contract is an ambassadorship, you can't really talk bad about that company, or you can't join a rival company. So two of those things. So it's nice that there are some people that have come to his defense and have explicitly talked about moments in the past in which V and the boys have shown that they obviously don't support violence, they don't support bad things happening to children, and they don't support the claims that are being made. There's nothing there for him to address, and also none of them, the company nor the boys, owe anyone an explanation. They just don't. You're not their father, you're not their mother, you're not any of those things to them. Even if you were friends with them, like best friends with them, they still don't owe you an explanation. Let me know what you think. Make sure to check out Patreon for more videos. I'll link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.